That was fun. That was the most fun I've had in years.
Ooh, you know when you put your hand in something wet? Oh no. Baby watermelon. I have faith, little man. Good morning. Hello, welcome to my allotment plot. I'm Emma. This is my greenhouse on my allotment plot, and this is my sheep jumper. It's a fan favourite. I've brought it back. Brought it back because even though it's July, it's miserable outside. It's rainy, as you can tell, maybe by the condensation. Yeah, it's rainy and a bit miserable, to be honest. It rained. Funny story, came yesterday to water the tomatoes in the greenhouse, and the plan was to get some vegetables for my rabbit Thor, because we'd run out of salad for him. But it absolutely bombed it down. I did put a story on my Instagram. If you're not following our allotment Instagram, by the way, it's always linked in the description, but I'll put the handle on screen there so you can go and follow our allotment Instagram if you fancy, for pictorial updates and day-to-day silly stories about me getting trapped in the rain. But anyway, I'm back today. It's only drizzling. It's only lightly drizzling today. So I stayed in my car for about 10 minutes while it eased off, and I ran into the greenhouse, because we're going to do what I like to call inside jobs. Oh yeah, this is our allotment, my greenhouse on my allotment. If you fancy following along with our allotment journey, please do subscribe. And I always link the playlist down below from when we started day one. So when we had a horrible, weedy, overgrown mess of a plot and we had to turn it into what we have now. So yeah, I'm going to do a few jobs, and then I thought I'd do a July plot tour as long as the rain holds off, just to show you how everything's growing. Because I don't think I've showed you little bits and bobs, but I've not showed you a complete walk around in a while. So stay tuned for that after we've done a few jobs. So the first inside jobs I'm going to do is I'm really trying to stay on top of succession sowing this year. This year is my first year. First proper year. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure we've always got stuff in the ground. Obviously, I know when it gets later in the year and stuff comes out that we won't have a full plot all the time, but as full as possible, I think, would be nice. So I've gone through my whole seed collection at home, and I've grabbed out the seeds that I think I can sow now, and I'm going to succession sow things like beetroot. Whenever I use any seeds by Grow Seed, by the way, just a disclaimer, they did send them to me, and I'm just testing them out, see if I like them. But so far, these, which beans were, I think these were Grow Seed. Look how good they are. So yeah, I'm trying out Grow Seed, they did send them to me, but I'm just using them as I would any other seed. And sometimes it might be user error that they don't come through. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to put some beetroot in modules. Got hay fever. It's not even sunny. I'm going to put some beetroot in module trays because I did that last time when my direct sowings didn't come up, and it worked out absolutely bloody fantastically. You'll see it in the tour. My beetroot are spot on, and actually we ate some at the weekend and they were delicious. So I'm going to succession sow those so that when they come out they can go in. I've also got things like perpetual spinach, which is like a better winter crop. So I'll sow some of that. I've got some swede. I don't know if you can plant swede now, but I'm going to try it because why not? I feel like swede's a winter vegetable, isn't it? You have it in stew. So I feel like that should go through. And then also, I am going to re-sow my cucamelons. It's too late. I know it's too late, but the cucamelons that I've got out at the moment are not doing anything. So I'm just going to re-sow them. And I could direct sow them, but we have mice at this plot, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sow them in little things. And then what I am going to direct sow, more carrots. If you followed me on Instagram, you'll have seen, or maybe you saw it on YouTube Shorts, I harvested some carrots at the weekend. That was fun. That was the most fun I've had in years. Sorry, Sam. That was the most fun I've had ever. That was better than pulling up potatoes. And so now I'm like on a carrot hype, and I just want to plant all the carrots. So instead of planting these in my carrot bathtub, which is where the other carrots are, I'm going to plant them in the ground and see. We'll see. First thing I'm going to do is plant my beetroot. I'll stop rambling now and I'll actually do something because I'm here before work again and you know what I'm like with that. Right, let's get some beetroot seeds on the go. Right, that's all the inside job's done. Let's do something outside. It's brightened up a little bit now actually, I don't think it's too bad, but yeah, right, let's go and plant some carrots. Let's go plant some carrots. I'm going to do my carrots in this no dig bed, and this will be the, oh, my gloves are wet. This will be the first time I've oh, there's, oh, you know when you put your hand in something wet? Oh no, let me get some dry gloves. Oh, that gave me the ick. That gave me the ick so bad. So yeah, I'm not sure what the ground's like underneath, whether they'll grow properly, because I know obviously you're meant to have like sieved soil and stuff, but honestly, this is just what we're going to do. This soil seems okay actually under here. The compost on top seems to have kept it quite fluffy underneath. They are not straight rows. So we'll do this Nantes, I think I've said that wrong every time I've said it. In the first two drills. Try not to blow these everywhere. Then we've got Chantenay. Sounds a bit posh, doesn't it? There we go. My experimental ground carrots are in. They're the cucamelons, by the way, hence why I've just planted some more, as you can tell. Not doing the most fantastic. Right, onwards. I've tried to put my engineering hat on again, which as we all know is a dangerous venture. I have attempted to make some sort of beam support. It reminds me a bit of one of those room dividers and it's ugly, but because I used these bamboo round things for my kale the other day, I now don't have enough to do a bean structure. I'm not putting the beans where they were last time because the slugs ate them all, if you remember. So we're relocating the beans somewhere else in the hopes that they don't get slugged here. Who knows? But these are my beans. I think they're old dwarf varieties, but I could have got that wrong and then this will be disastrous. I've got... What have I got? Tender green, French bean. Okay, right, those are French beans and they are Berlotti and Yin Yang, I think. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to attempt to grow them up, this wonderful, fantastic structure I have invented. I should also probably put something on top of those sticky out canes so I don't take an eye out, but... I must say that looks incredibly satisfying. I am very pleased with that. And I've put some little pots on the top of the canes that'll probably definitely blow away, but you know, it stops me poking my eye out right now. Yeah, they look great. I'm sure the slugs are going to come, but for now, that's fine. And then I've also got room in front if I wanted to do something else as well, because obviously I can reach and pick the beans over the top. So maybe I'll put some flowers or something in there, or I don't know. But yeah, that makes me happy. I'm glad they're out of the greenhouse now. Please leave them alone, sluggy slugs. I don't know if you remember, but this is the wildflower bed, meadow, whatever. I did a sprinkle and shake seed thing over here, and although some weeds have come up, and I also put some sunflowers in here, but I think only one has survived. Some of the flowers are coming up now. I'll show you in the tour. This is a comfrey. It's sad because I didn't get a chance to plant it this weekend, and so it's just been out and it's been rained on, and yeah, it's not doing so well. But comfrey is a great fertiliser. She says, like she knows what she's talking about. I think comfrey is a fertiliser, and our plot neighbour has loads of comfrey, and what he does, well, they're big massive plants, and what he does is he just chops the leaves off and uses them as mulch, and it's really good for the soil. Or you can make tea, like liquid fertiliser, if you put it in a can and put water on it and leave it for ages. Either way, it's good, and also the bees like it. And it was £1 from the garden centre, so I thought I'd get one. I'm going to put it in here for now. I am aware that oh my god, there's a cricket. There's a cricket. I can't. It's going to immediately fly away. But my wildflowers are attracting wildlife. It's almost like that was the intention. Anyway, I'm going to pop this comfrey in just the corner of this bed, and then if I have to move it, I have to move it. But for now, it's all right. It'll just go there for now. Try not to kill my only sunflower. I know this looks sad right now, but I'm hoping after being in the ground a little bit, it'll perk up. That's the hope, otherwise it was a waste of £1. Right. Speaking of sunflowers, I've got some replacements for the ones that were absolutely demolished by slugs. So let's go plant those. Some of my sunflowers are doing really well. I mean, they have been slugged and pigeoned, but mostly doing well. But some, that guy, not so well there. So we're going to pull him up and replace him with some I've grown from home replacements. Because yeah, that guy is he's not doing well. And yes, I know this bed needs a hoe, but I've not got the time today. Not got the time, she says, weeding. And then these will get slugged, and then I'll just put some more in. It'll just be an endless cycle of growing sunflowers until eventually the slugs leave them alone. That's one replacement. Right, and then the rest that aren't technically replacements because the other ones haven't been completely eaten, I'll just dot around and hope that they'll fill in spaces. One sort of final job before I do the tour is I'm going to do something about these pumpkins. Now these are supposed to be giant Fat Max pumpkins, Big Max pumpkins, but they're a little bit yellow. I mean, they are coming back from the brink now, they were very yellow, and I've got one over there that I'll show you in the tour that's very yellow. And I think it's because, number one, this soil's not fantastic. This has had manure on it and compost, but yeah, it's just not brilliant soil. And number two, it was very, very dry. I did come and water as much as I could, but pumpkins are very thirsty, very hungry, obviously because they make big old fruit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mulch around my squashes, and I have this. Now, you might think this is weird, but if you don't know, I've got a pet rabbit. I've got a pet rabbit called Thor, and he is beautiful. R.I.P. Luna. I used to have two, now only the one. But anyway, he uses a litter tray, which you might think is weird, but you can actually litter train rabbits, and it's great. He actually doesn't cause any mess at all. And so what I do is I collect his litter tray stuff, which is basically just either recycled cardboard litter or wooden litter, so it's all compostable. And then he poops on it, he pees on it, there's hay in it. And rabbit poop is actually a really, really, really good fertiliser, because they only eat greens and hay, so there's nothing bad in it, no seeds or anything in it. It's just basically the best fertiliser. But the problem is rabbits are only teeny tiny, so to get a quantity to do a full farmer's field would be quite a lot. So that's why they don't obviously use rabbit poop as a main manure, because you can't get enough of it. But it's the best. I think it's the best manure for nutrient-wise. I don't know. Anyway, I'm spouting rubbish. But either way, I've got a bag of his litter and old hay that's got poop and pee on, and their pee is really high in nitrogen, and I'm going to mulch around the plants with it, so that'll hopefully give some nutrients back, add some nitrogen, and keep the moisture in, so that when it's not raining, hopefully it'll keep the moisture in the ground a little bit and stop it evaporating. So yes, this is weird, but this is what we're going to do, and it does stink. It does stink. Look, use what you've got. So now we can move on to the tour part of the vlog now all that's done. So first of all, let me show you what I have got growing in the greenhouse, and let me just clear up my mess and I'll show you what I've got. So these are the last little bits to go out. Obviously I've got my beetroot that I've just sowed and my cucumelons under there. I haven't done these yet. I'll come back to that another day. I've got some kale that needs watering desperately. That I just bought because it was a 3 for something at the garden centre, so I thought I'll just get it. This is purple basil that I've not put out because I'm scared the slugs are going to eat it. I did put some in the herb planter, the bathtub, but they ate it, so I've kept the rest here. That's sweet basil, oregano, peppermint. I'll put the peppermint in a pot when it gets nice and big. These are spare gherkin cucumbers, but I think I'm probably just going to have to chuck them because they're not doing so great. That's a ginger bulb that's never done anything, but I'm hopeful, so I've kept it. These are, I need to sort these out actually, in the next vlog I'll sort these out. These are baby baby watermelon. You see that? Oh my god, it's growing watermelons. I need to train these to go up. And these are ones a plot neighbour gave us. This lovely lady, we had a discussion about frogs and she gave me some watermelon plants, so they're very exciting. I will sort those out in another vlog. Tomatoes, we've got 12 or 11 or 12 varieties I think. Now, most of them are doing absolutely fantastic. Look at this, what variety is this? Lava. Brilliant, beautiful tomatoes coming. I've been side shooting them where I can. These are big pink. They're big ones. Again, I've tried to side shoot them, but you never know. So yeah, these are growing great. The only problem I've had is a little bit of, you can see here, on these pear-shaped ones, this is San Marzano, I'm getting a little bit of blossom end rot. Now, I'm going to take these off because I don't want the plant to put energy into producing fruit that's not viable anyway. And that is lack of calcium and what's the word? not frequent watering, confused watering, infrequent, where you don't water inconsistent watering, Jesus, that's the one. And it's just because I can't get here every day to water, so they get watered maybe once every 2, once every 3 days. My plan is to get some of those nice big greenhouse trays to put under them, but I've got to wait till I get some money in the bank to buy those, because I'm skint at the moment. But yeah, most of the tomatoes are actually okay. It's just a couple that are getting that blossom end rot thing. And as I say, the round ones are doing perfectly. Look at the tigerellas, they're always so pretty. Some are growing really big. My Sweet Million is back at full strength. Again, some have got little dots on. If there's any dodgy leaves, I just take them off. But there's no blight or anything yet. They're quite well separated, I think. There's no leaves touching the floor. You know, they're not damp in here. These are my melons. These are EMEA F1 melons. And it's all sort of going a bit crazy in here. They're growing so well. And I thought melons just grew up one vine. That's why I've trained them up. But they actually are growing multiple, like, things. So I'm going to have to, again, organise this and sort this out. My gherkin cucumbers are finally coming along. These took a really long time to get going. But look, we've got a little gherkin. Now, I am trying to grow some cucumbers outside, something like the long English cucumbers. But Sam doesn't actually like cucumber, and I can't eat that many. But he loves gherkins, so this is why we're growing gherkin cucumbers. And they're doing absolutely magnificently. I'm really pleased with them. So as we come out of the greenhouse, I'm going to try and be quick, because it does feel like it's spitting again. We'll come from, oh, it is spitting. Right, let's be quick. This is the like fruit bush area, which I don't show very often because it's not really doing anything. Obviously, fruit bushes have to establish. This is a blackberry, and there's, you know, and ahhing about doing blackberries, but it was here, so we've left it, and we're training it so it doesn't go out of control. That's the plan anyway. So that's training along there quite nicely. This is a golden raspberry, which I think is autumn fruiting, which means it fruits on new growth, and it has put out one new growth, but this is the area that got flooded, so I'm not surprised it's not doing fantastically there. We'll probably buy some more fruit. You can see the remnants of what used to be. We'll buy some more fruit bushes, or try and get some from plot neighbours to fill out this area a little bit, because the plan was that those fruit bushes would act as a little windbreak for the greenhouse if they grew up there. Wildlife area, you've just seen this. We have got some flowers. I don't know what this is. It was a wildflower, pretty though. We've got other things coming up. As I said, there are some weeds in here, but some wildflowers coming up, lots of poppies, things like that. That'll look beautiful when it all comes to fruition. Potatoes, they're the Christmas potatoes I put in from my cupboard. Not sprouted yet, but then first earlies, still going strong. Main crop, doing okay. Yeah, they're doing fine. I am going to get some more proper Christmas potatoes, proper seed potatoes from the interweb to do another batch, keep succession sowing the potatoes. This is an area I never show you because it's not very exciting, but this is the compost system, compost heap. How we're doing it is we're doing proper compost in here, so there's no weeds in there, nothing that can't be composted in here. It's just paper, horse manure, rabbit bedding, and then greens that can be composted. So they're like our good compost that hopefully will be good enough for next year. And this is the long-term compost. Oh my God, it's spitting really hard. This is the long-term compost, which is everything we don't know what to do with. Like, because when you're renovating a plot, there's lots of brambles, there's lots of grass, you know. So we've put it under there, we've tarped it in the hopes that in a few years, that'll be some usable soil. But yeah, for now, obviously you can see sort of through there. It's not going to go anywhere for a while. But, you know, at least if we don't keep this plot forever, at least there's a place to put stuff rather than just having crap everywhere. At least there's a designated crap spot. Pond is ponding. It's very full after the last few days of rain. The pond plants have sort of finished flowering for now. They were beautiful when they were flowering, and the perennial plants have sort of finished flowering for now. Terry's doing fine. He's upstanding. This does need a trim actually. I'll go around and trim this when I next have a chance. Dahlia bed. These are fine. They've got buds on. It's all okay. They're not quite as tall as I'd expect, but dahlias do keep on flowering until the first frost, so hopefully they'll just get bigger and better. But most of them have got buds on. They're doing a lot better now they're in the ground, I can tell you. And the one that I thought snapped didn't snap. So there you go. That one was pre-slugged at home, but actually the slugs haven't really got here yet. That's the bed I showed the other week with the leeks. The birds have pulled quite a few leeks out, you can see. Annoying, but every time they do that, I just poke a hole and put it back in. Yeah, I might put a scarecrow. I keep relocating the scarecrows, but I might put a scarecrow near here to try and stop the birds coming out. Oh, I forgot to show you, these are my calendula. We've got a flower. Beautiful. You've obviously seen me do the peas. Rhubarb, that should have been split last year, really. There's like 3 crowns in there. I don't really know what happened, but we're letting it just go. I think it's a bit of a later fruiting rhubarb, so it's getting healthier as we get later into the season. So letting that just grow, do its thing. You know what rhubarb's like. They're the carrots I just planted. I've just popped a sunflower in there. These are my cucamelons that are not doing anything, but I've just succession sowed some of those. This is the courgette that I mentioned in last time's video. It is green, you see. I have hope it will grow. I have faith, little man. I have faith. Spring onions, again, the birds have plucked most of these out, but hopefully whatever stays will stay. There's some more climbing beans. Actually, they're French beans in the middle. Oh. Well, they're climbing beans on the edges. Blue Lake climbing beans. They're doing well. They're enjoying going up. Someone actually in the comments suggested doing your beans going up the edges of the archways, and that's worked out really, really well. So yeah, I've got some French beans in the middle, climbing beans on the edges. This is the origin of the pumpkin archway. So as you can see, I've put that bed in, rabbit bed in around these. I'm not sure what's going on with this bed, if I'm honest. The pumpkins that I want to climb, so the Baby Boo and the Jack Be Little, are doing brilliantly. They're very green, they're starting to climb, it's all going well. But these on the edges, they're the same varieties, but they're very anemic, they're very yellow. That one's getting a little bit better, but this one is so sad. That's a butternut squash. So I don't know what's going on with them, but it's not dead. So I'm keeping it in the hopes it'll come back, and I keep feeding him, and hopefully this rabbit bedding will help. But yeah, maybe they just need a bit more time to get going. But the main events are doing well, and that's the thing. These are my shooting star courgettes, which are supposed to be good climbers, but at the moment they're not climbing. I'm sure they will. And these are doing really well, really, really healthy. Yeah, really healthy. Pleased with those. Another sunflower I've just popped in. I've got nasturtiums dotted around the plot. You'll see that they've started flowering. They're lovely. Weeds. Now this is where my other cucumbers are. They're the other gherkin cucumbers, and I think from our experiment we can see that gherkin cucumbers are definitely supposed to be in the greenhouse. I couldn't remember if they were greenhouse variety or not, so I plonked some outside in some of the greenhouse. Mystery solved. But these are coming on now. These were really, really slow to get going, and they are an outdoor variety. You can grow them outdoors. And these are putting on lovely new leaves. I think it just needed to warm up a little bit. And same with this one. This is getting going now. It just needed a little bit of warm weather. And now we'll go and weed this bed when I can, when I've got time. This is the purple / brassica bed, one of the brassica beds. And in here we've got a couple of cabbages, which seem to be doing okay. That one's doing really well, hearting up. That one's a little bit slower. This is broccoli rhubarb. And, or is it sprouting? No, broccoli rhubarb or sprouting. Oh, I don't know. Either way, I think that's broccoli rhubarb and these are sprouting, green sprouting. Yeah, and they're coming up, lovely. So that broccoli rhubarb, I've snipped the top off because that was ready to eat, and it'll keep producing side shoots, and the same with the rest of them. You just snip the top off when they're ready and they'll keep producing side shoots. My purple cauliflowers are coming through. They're not quite as big as I would have hoped. But I think it's just with the hot weather, everything got a bit confused. So I will take those home within the next few days, I think, or this week, to cook up. That's very exciting. These are my kohlrabi. Now, they've split, and I don't know whether that was slugs or if it was just watering or the rain, but a couple of them have split, and unfortunately this one has split and gone rotten. So that needs pulling out. The rest, I don't know what they are. Cabbages, I don't know, something purple brassicary. Again, these are my runner beans. I did direct sow some, but the slugs have had a good go. But these ones are doing okay. Again, I'm doing them around the sides of the archways, which is working out okay. They're a bit slow to get going, but they're all right. They'll go. Marigolds, nasturtiums, beautiful. This is sweet pea tower. I need to cut some of these. I've cut some every single time I've come, and it's just keeps going, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and they smell amazing, and they make the house smell amazing. And this is my favourite variety. I have no idea what it was. I think it's Old English. It was like an Old English sweet pea variety packet, and they're beautiful, so beautiful. So I'll trim those before I go home. Again, on the other side, these are slightly different colours, dark purple, nice little pink and white ones come out there. So again, this is a lot slower, this side, but it is getting going, and it might be quite nice because that'll finish. This side will finish, and then this side should keep going, in theory, we hope. These are the sweet potatoes I planted. The slugs have eaten the end of that one, but I don't think that matters. I think they sort of sprout from every direction, so we'll just see how they go there. It's just an experiment at the end of the day. They seem okay. This bed. Now, this bed has got... well, it did have fennel in, but I think it had a fennel there, but I think something must have eaten it, which is annoying. I didn't think slugs ate fennel, but here we are. So this had some spring planted onion sets in, which are doing all right, I think. I mean, I think they've got leaf minor. I don't really know. I'm just sort of leaving them because they're there now. But yeah, we've got some fennel that's sort of hanging on. I mean, this bed is a mess. It is a mess. It's a miscellaneous, messy bed, but got stuff in. This is spare lettuce that I just chucked in. That is Romanesco cauliflower, but the slugs ate it, so it's not doing very well. Onto this bed, this is the all year round cauliflower that I planted not long ago, and this has come on absolutely leaps and bounds since I've put it in the ground, so I'm really pleased about that. Kale that I put in last time, chard that I put in last time, you saw me do that. This salad bed, so as I said, my beetroot, fantastic, absolutely 10 out of 10, could not love it more. I'm so pleased. So I've been picking these when they get to be just bigger than a golf ball, because that's when they're the sweetest. And I have sowed these in clumps, so I just pick the biggest one, and then the rest will sort of grow and fill out the space where you've pulled it. So that's working out really well. I'm really pleased with that. My Monge 2, I think this is coming to a bit of an end. There are some on there that I will pick. But yeah, I don't know why this is coming to an end. Maybe it's just the end of Monge 2 season. I don't know. I've never grown peas before. Yeah, this has done really well. I have got quite a lot of pickings off this, so I'm not upset if it is the end. I mean, it's got flowers on, so maybe not. I don't know. We'll leave it. More lettuce. Again, the lettuce patches. Oh, so beautiful. I'm waiting for my successional lettuces to germinate, and then I want to pick some of these heads, full heads, because at the moment I've just been picking the leaves from the outside, but some of these have got really, really nice heads on, so I like to pick those as full lettuces. There's a slug right on me blooming radishes. Go away. No, go somewhere else. These are my radishes that I successionally sowed because the ones I hadn't originally bolted. And these are doing okay. I think the slugs are starting to find them, but I'd rather the slugs find the radish than anything else because I don't actually like radish. Parsnips! Look at these guys! Oh, I'm so excited. Obviously parsnips are a long crop, so these are just going to stay there until the winter. But they're doing fantastically, and I did sow some more in the gaps and they are coming up now, so that's good. Leeks, a couple again have been picked out by birds, which is so annoying. So annoying. But the ones that have stayed in are doing really well. This method of watering them in has worked out great. That's the first year I've done that, and it's actually worked, so I'm really pleased. In here we've got curly kale, which is doing great. Again, I'm going to pick some of that for the rabbit today. Cabbages, again, these are doing fine. They're hearting up, they're getting big. That one I've left for the slugs. The slugs are eating it, but as long as they keep eating that one and not the good ones, that's fine. Flower bed. We've got some gypsophilia at the back here that is sad, but I don't know, it's growing. My amaranth that I planted, surprisingly, I know we took votes in the comments, but surprisingly it's all alive. So that's good. Nasturtium over there. And then the rest of here is poppies and zinnias and some cosmos that I just like sprinkled all over. So hopefully they'll start flowering soon and this will be a bit more of a bee habitat. I have got some more dahlias that I'm going to put in the gaps as well. Dahlia, again, these are doing really, really well. I'm really pleased with these. These are doing great. And I've got some more growing at home that I'll put in there. So then this should be a lovely flower bed in sort of August. The other brassica bed is okay. It's okay. These are still doing great. So this is my purple sprouting broccoli and Brussels sprouts, which, as you can see, just they're just what dreams are made of, aren't they? Yeah, it's just what can I say? They're growing fantastically. Got loads of Brussels sprouts. These are doing honestly brilliantly. These are more sprouts, but a different variety and planted a bit later. Again, doing great. This was Calabrese broccoli, and you can see I've snipped the heads off because they were going to flower. Again, brassicas and this random heat wave we had in June didn't really go together, so they sort of flowered earlier than they should have. But what I've done is I've chopped the heads off and I've left them because they should produce a few side shoots of like little broccoli before they're done, and then I'll pull them out and put something else in. But yeah, the slugs are eating this one, unfortunately. But again, it's a sacrificial broccoli. Sacrifice that one for two good ones. And that's a little spare broccoli rabe I had that's not really doing anything, but I just plonked it in. Sunflowers, you've seen these today. The ones that are doing well are doing really well. This is obviously this is a giant sunflower. And even some of the ones that have been eaten are coming back. Like this one, the main head was eaten, but it's thrown out 3 new ones. So, I don't know. I don't know, but they're doing all right. Hopefully the slugs will give them a chance just to get going a bit, and then you can see, obviously, once they get going, they're all right. They're not really susceptible to slugs, but it's just in those early stages. But yeah, hopefully they will come up soon. Now, this is the last bed, the strawberry bed. The sawdust mulch is doing absolutely wonderful. That's doing absolutely great. We love the sawdust mulch. It's keeping strawberries from rotting, and I think it's keeping slugs off. I don't want to speak too soon, but it does seem to be keeping the slugs mostly off. And we have now discovered that these are alpine wild strawberries. We found the runners at the back of the plot when we first took on the allotment, and we just replanted them, but obviously we didn't know what they were, what variety they were. But that is a normal strawberry, normal like English strawberry, and that one in the corner is also a normal English strawberry. So those two are producing the strawberries you'd normally see in the shops, and these are producing the little ones. Now, the plan is to keep a couple of the alpine strawberries, but the rest is going to be swapped out for the normal big strawberries at the end of the year. But we've actually got some to harvest on there. You can see little glimpses of red, which is exciting. I'll pick those before I go. Pallet pile, leave that. Shed, don't look in there. It was tidy at one point, I promise. This is the, black currant bush that we put in a bucket. Gypsophilia that I just planted because it was spare. And this is new. This is a gooseberry cut-in given from a family friend when we had our engagement party as a gift. So we've plonked that in a container. Cosmos, these two got absolutely slugged beyond belief, and then they couldn't, because the slugs had eaten all of their leaves and stuff, they couldn't cope with the sun, so they've crisped up and died. So let's pull those out. Cosmos are doing okay. I need to deadhead these, but they're mostly fine. Some, like this one, hasn't flowered yet, which is confusing to me, but most of them have. Yeah, they're doing okay. Water butts, boring. Herb planter. Again, I don't know what's happening. I think it all got a bit crispy when it was warm, and like this marjoram is growing woody. It was all looking so good when I first planted it, but now it's like not. The dill's got slugged. Yeah. And my rosemary isn't growing. My rosemary isn't growing at home either. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. But yeah, still alive. I'm just going to let it recoup after. Maybe it just needed a bit of rain. Carrot bed is fine, I think. I don't know if you saw on Instagram, I pulled up some carrots. I think I said at the start of this video, and it was the best day ever. I've left. See, this carrot's going to flower, so we need to pull it up. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know why they're going to flower. I think the internet said that they can get confused if it's hot, cold, wet. You know, they just get confused and they go, oh, I'll just flower then. And so that's what's happened. So I'll pull that one up. And I think there's another one that's flowered somewhere. There, that one. Which one do you belong to? Oh, little piddler. But yeah, I'm just letting, because I planted these too close together. So I've picked some and let some, you know, fill the space and get bigger. But if they flower, I'll pick them, because they won't get much bigger if they flower. But yeah, and these were the rainbow carrots that are much slower. You can tell the difference. These were, I don't know what variety these were. Oh, I don't know. It's rubbed off the lollipop stick. Could probably go back in my vlog and watch, but I can't be bothered. So these are obviously doing a lot better. These are your standard orange carrots, and these are like purple, orange, yellow, which are obviously a lot slower. This is the succession sowing. As you can see, some have germinated, so hopefully I'll get a succession of those. And that's it. That's the plot. That's the July plot tour on a windy, miserable, not very July-ish day. I think I forgot to show the courgettes and the sweet corn. Doing fine, I think. That is a trailing squash, which I didn't realise, but I'm just going to trail it round and hope for the best. Some of these are, you know, not doing great, but Mr. Monty said to pick off the first few courgettes anyway, because they don't get very big, so that's fine. They're not going anywhere. I have got a couple more courgettes on here now coming, doing okay. I have done the beer traps and they did work. There were slugs in them, so yeah, it wasn't my, it's not my first choice, but had to be done because otherwise I won't get a single courgette because they were just absolutely decimating them. But yeah, the sweet corn's doing okay. I must say the ones that are hidden in the middle are obviously not getting as much light and therefore not doing as well as the others, but they are coming along, like this one. This one's doing great. So yeah, this is the sweet corn and courgettes. Doing fine. Big plants. I hope you've enjoyed, even though it's been a bit drizzly, a bit bleak, but sometimes that is life. This is British weather for you, so, I'm going to pick a few bits. I'm going to pick those strawberries, going to pick some salad and some kale for the rabbit, deadhead a couple of things, and then I'm going to go to work. So I will once again say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the plot tour. Let me know. We always like any constructive criticism or helpful hints. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time in the next allotment vlog or the weekend vlog, whichever comes first. So I'll see you then. Bye.